Hey guys, Banana Luck here and welcome back to another Water of Realms video. So today just gonna take a quick look through at the upcoming events and just a brief rundown of whether you should be summoning and for which banners, because we do have the 1+1 that's happening this weekend. So that's on Saturday instead of the usual Sunday, and I'm quite close to PD, I'll say. That's at 2946. I had to do some recalculations and go to the ancient summons being included. So still about 100 off, I think, and we totally have enough crystals to get there, so that's all good. And yeah, I mean the other event is a 2x, so unless you're very far from PD, you're probably better off summoning on a 1+1. If not, the 2x event is fine as well. But that's it. I mean, there's still the other stuff that we're gonna talk about, the new events and also the new heroes that are coming. So let's get to that. And yeah, I mean, if you're very far off from PD, let's say you just hit your legendary last weekend, then it might be worthwhile to consider whether or not you should summon for the other units instead. So what are those? Let's just go to event notice part 1. So Immortal Codex is gonna kickstart from tomorrow onwards. So no, sorry, this is the Ton Codex. So this is the usual challenge that we have, like for Captain Riz and Falshia, and this one is the summoning quest that we have usually. Bounty challenge. I think these are the ones with the unique quests. Sign-in event, Odyssey of Dreams. Okay, I mean all these are pretty standard, but what we really want to focus on is actually, where is it? Yep, this overview. So Immortal Codex does start tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see how that fares out. And then Supreme Arbiter is here, that's already there since last week, and then Alistair is here for the Shard Summoning event. And we did take a brief look at him in our last video. And here's the rate ups for next week. So first of all, we have Gwendolyn. So similar summoning format as Falshia. She's gonna be, limited edition, and you are guaranteed to get her within 250 summons. So that's one thing. The other thing is that there's this Setram event, and we get 2 new heroes as well, Boreas and Orim. And it's a 2x plus 10x event. So that's why I was saying that if you're very far from PD, if you just hit your legendary hero and you have 220 summons more before you hit PD, you might be better off just saving up and waiting for this event instead. So we don't have a preview of these heroes, unfortunately. I don't see them in the... So usually they popped out in like the... Where was that? Was it here? No, this directs us out. Where was it? Yeah, over here, new hero info. So normally this allows us to go to the hero, even though it's not been released yet. But Orim, Boreas doesn't seem to be here, so we can only see Setram. So if you ask me, Setram is a nice marksman to have. If you're new to the game, you don't have Setram yet, he's gonna be great in your Infernal teams. So if you can see Guild Boss, if you look at top rankings, Infernal units are all in there, and you always see a Setram because it just pairs well with your other units. So yeah, if you don't have a copy of Setram already, go for it. I think if you have 1 copy already, his A1 is nice as well. So Setram at A1, what he does is that he increases the damage for 2 of the highest attack allies in range for their damage against shields. So obviously this is, very much suited for Guild Boss, and I think it would be nice to have an extra copy of him just for that. But besides that, the 2 other units, I've only heard bad things about Orim. So looks like we have 1 more bad dwarf to the addition. But for Boreas, it looks like he has gotten some buff, and my understanding is that he's gonna be similar to like AI, and he does freezes and all that, and I think he does more damage to units that are frozen as well. And then every attack of his has a chance to freeze, and that's based on what other content creators have been talking about, because they have access to the Forerunner and test servers, which we don't. So that's Boreas. I think he sounds great in theory. If I were to go for this banner, I think Boreas and Setram are the units to go for, but knowing how the game has always been, you know, we're probably gonna get Orim instead. And then yeah, so it's a 2x plus 10x event, so it doesn't make sense to go for the 1-for-1 if you're very far from PD, unless you want to take a huge gamble. So yeah, I think that's what I'll recommend. If you don't have Setram already, go for him. If you have one copy of him, I think A1 is nice. I think not necessary to go beyond that. So the next hero is Gwendolyn. She's from the Northern faction, and she's a healer. You can see the icon here, but the unique thing about that is that she doesn't actually heal your HP. So what she does is that she generates shields of her own HP. And you might be thinking that sounds like, it's pretty meh, but there are some use cases. So what we've seen so far is that people are saying that units from the Northern faction will pair very well with her. So I think one very fine example is Elder, which we just put last weekend. So we just take a look at Elder over here, the North Throne, and see that his talent, when shielded, deals extra damage equal to 30% of current shield strength. And you must bear in mind that he has very good base stats. And I'm not sure if Gwendolyn's shield is based off her own HP only, or it does scale off on the unit that she's applying the shield onto, but it sounds like in theory, Gwendolyn could really jack up the damage that, you know, Elder does. I mean, that's just one use case, and I think other use case will probably be in like Guild Wars, where, you know, all the Northern units actually benefit from having shields on them typically. So for Elder, attack of shielded faction allies is increased by 20%. So that's quite a fair bit. And I think I am probably gonna pull for her, even though, you know, with our luck, might actually take us, you know, 250 pulls to get there, but whatever, you know, we have the heroes to pair well with her, so we should go for her. And yeah, I mean, if you're new to the game, I don't think she's essential. I think she's a very endgame unit. Probably use her in like chapter 9, which we saw Marbucket using her extensively in the final, you know, stage where you had to deal with the Crimson boss changing into different forms. I think those are one of the few areas. I mean, Void Rift as well maybe, but you can, you know, cope without Gwendolyn in Void Rift as well. So I mean, we've done that, we've cleared Void Rift Nightmare, but yeah, I mean, without really taking into a further look at her skills, that's what, you know, I'll determine. So to sum it up, right, if let's say you guys just hit a legendary not long ago, you don't have enough summons to hit it again, I will avoid going for the 1+1. I mean, you might want to try your luck with the 2x events, but I'll stay clear from it because Setram is probably a decent unit that you can go off. And I think the previous event had Setram plus Hatsut, so yeah, I think this one is Setram's going to be placed higher priority now because there's no more Hatsut, and you know, Boreas just seems great for Gear Rate 1, so yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to get either two of them. And it's a 2x event as well, so no harm just holding out for that. And of course, if you're Will, you're Kraken, you know, probably want to go for all of this and, you know, go for Gwendolyn as well. Yeah, but that's a quick preview, and yeah, my opinion is that I'm gonna go for the 1+1. We're 100 away from PD, and probably get enough rewards along the line to actually pull for Gwendolyn as well. Yeah, but that's it for the video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hope it helps in your decision making or as to whether or not you should pull later on, or, you know, tomorrow if, you know, you're a day ahead of me. And yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comment section below, and you could really support by liking or subscribing to the channel. So yeah, good luck for your summons, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.